Well, we're rolling right along. This is video number 5. Now, I'm going to move kind of fast, but I still don't think I'm going to be able to make it all on this. We'll see how it goes. So, 17a, I squared. Well, remember, I squared is negative 1. I cubed is negative I. And I to the fourth is 1. So 7i squared would just be negative 7. Now, here, it's in parentheses, so you cube both of them, so it'd be 8i cubed. But wait a minute, I cubed is negative I. Now, you cannot write this 8 minus I. It'd be negative 8i. Next one, this would just be 5i. You gotta pop your I out, plus 2i. So it'd be 7i. See, real easy so far. This is the one you're going to get wrong. I'm telling you right now, this is the one. Listen to Uncle Murphy. Because this is 3i. You got to pop that I out. You cannot go negative 9 times negative 16. So it's 12i squared, which is negative 12. Now this is the one where you had trouble. You have to get a number that's divisible by 4. So that'd be I to the 408 times I squared. I to the 408 is 1 because you can put it in terms of I to the 4th. It'd be I to the 4th times 102. I to the 4th is 1. 1 to any power is 1. What's 1 to the 0 power? That's right, 1. I thought I'd catch ya. And then I squared is negative 1. Woohoo, we're popping through this. So let's see here. This is a complex number. It's also an imaginary number. 7 minus 5 times 6 would be 7 minus 30, which is negative 23. And minus 3i minus a minus I, said that wrong. Minus 5 times minus I is plus 5i. So minus 3i plus 5i is plus 2i. Now this one you got to furl. Parentheses right next to each other means multiply, nothing in between. So 3 times 4 is 12. 8i minus 15i is minus 7i. And 2i times minus 5i is minus 10i squared. But what a man, I squared is negative 1. So it'd be 12 minus a minus 10, which is 12 plus 10 is 22 minus 7i. Again, trying to go through this pretty quick. I don't want to make 3 or 4 more videos. Oh, I got a sum. It's in squared. So therefore, what kind of accent is that? I don't know. Somewhere between British country. Who knows? So 2 times 2 is 4. 2i is 4i. And I is I squared. I squared is negative 1. 4 minus 1 is 3. So it'll be 3 plus 4i. Remember, if you have a product with an I in the bottom, you can't have the I, but you don't have to do a whole lot to it. Just multiply the top and bottom by I. That's 7i over 3i squared. But I squared is negative 1. So, whew, doing this quick. Might have to take me another donut. I'm moving too fast. Oh, we got to multiply the top and bottom by the, what is it, class? Oh, come on. Not pro. That's right, conjugate. Ha, that was a funny joke. If you don't remember it, you're out of luck. So this would be 12i. 4i times minus 2i is minus 8i squared. All over, this would be 3 times 3 is 9. 6i minus 6i is 0, minus 4i squared. Okay, so r squared is negative 1, minus plus. So on the top you'd have 8 plus 12i. And this would be 4i squared would be plus 4 then, because minus a minus. 9 plus 4 is 13. Now let's say this was 12. It's not, but let's say this was 12. Then you get the number common all 3 and reduce it. This is 3x to the 5th. Gave you an easy one there. And there are some easy ones on the test. The cube root, there's 3 3's, and then divide the power by 3. Wow. So divide the power by 4. Wow, easy one there. And cube root, cube cancel each other out. The reverse operation, so the answer is just 7. Well, I got done with that faster than I thought I would. Uh-oh. 38's not divisible by 5. So I'm going to break this up into the perfect stuff and the special stuff. So I'm going to break this up to x to 35, because 35 is divisible by 5, and x cubed, y to the 40th, y to the 4th. I can do this. This would be x to the 7th, y to the 8th. But then I can't do this. Now, I'm going to caution you right now. Let me say this twice. Don't forget your index, because that's wrong, and I'd hate to take points off. This, you got to break it up into the perfect stuff, not perfect stuff. 27 is 9 and 3. X to the 9th would be x to the 8th x, because this is a square root. So this would be 3x to the 4th, square root of 3x. This is square root of, whenever you multiply two things same index, you just multiply the underneath. But square root of 16 is 4, so that was an easy one. So here's cube root. So this would be the cube root of 54, which I can break up into the cube root of 27. Cube root of 2, 27 is a perfect cube. 3 times 3 times 3. There's 3 of the same thing. So this would be 3. Oh, do you see I forgot the index? That would be wrong. But I caught myself. I'm so proud of myself. Another dozen donuts for me. Ha ha. Now this one, 18 is 9 and 2. Square root of 9 is 3. 50 is 25 and 2. So this would be 8 squared root of 2. Again, if you're really confused about this, come after school tomorrow or Tuesday. This one, we got to get rid of the square root, but 2 of the same thing is a perfect square. We can take it. So this would be 5 squared root of 10 over square root of 100. Square root of 100 is 10. Then I can reduce that. Square root of 10 over 2. And then this is 6 plus square root of 3 over 6 plus square root of 3. So distribute the 3, that'd be 18 plus 3 square root of 3 over 36 minus square root of 9. So minus 6 square root of 3 plus 6 square root of 3 drops out. So that'd be square root of 9, which is 3. So this would be 33, but 3 goes in all 3 terms, so it would be 6 plus square root of 3 over 11. Yeah, I'm going to try. This might be like a 15-minute video. 15 minutes is as far as I can go. But complex is any number you've ever seen. As long as you put a number, it's right. Real can't have an I. So any number without an I. Rational is no I, but it has to be written as a fraction or able to write as a fraction. Irrational cannot be a fraction, but no I. And imaginary is just anything with an I. I'm going to skip these 3 problems for a second. F of 6 is called a function. So you just put 6 in for x. So it'd be 18 minus 4, which is 14. G of negative 2. Just put negative 2 into g. So it'd be, now remember, whenever you replace a variable, you use parentheses. So it'd be 4 plus 2, which is 6. Oh, this is called a composition. First, you got to find h of x. So that would be x minus 2. Then you put that in for g, so it'd be x minus 2 squared plus 2. This is x squared minus 4x plus 4, because you write it twice and then FOIL it, x minus 2x minus 2. That's what this is right here. Then FOIL it out. Then plus 2, so the answer is x squared minus 4x plus 6. Neat problem. Then this one, you find f of 3. 3 times 3 is 9, minus 4 is 5, plus h of 6, which is just 6 minus 2, which is 4. Okay, do you have all that? Let me slow motion. Okay, good. I wrote the other 3 problems on a separate piece of paper just so it's easier to see. Now, completing the square, the first thing you have to do is you have to have a 1x squared. If you don't have a 1x squared, it doesn't work. So I'm going to divide everything by 3. Uh-oh. Let's change this problem. I didn't want to have a nasty number like this. We're running out of time. So I'm going to change this to 90. I know. Get mad at me. Clear out your heart. So x squared plus 8x equals negative 30. Is that right? So find the magic number. Half of 8 is 4. 4 squared is 16. Add it to both sides. Factor it. X plus 4 squared equals negative 14. Square root x plus 4 equals plus or minus I squared of 14. So x equals negative 4 plus or minus I squared of 14. Okay? So sorry I changed that number, but I only got 3 minutes left here, so life is rough. Here, I'm going to divide everything by 5, so it'd be x squared equals 2x minus 4. I'm going to subtract the 2x to get the x's on one side so I can complete the square. The magic number half of 2 is 1. 1 squared is 1, but add it to both sides. X minus 1 squared equals negative 3. Square root, so x minus 1 equals plus or minus I squared of 3. So x equals 1 plus or minus I squared of 3. Quadratic formula, either you know it or you don't, so it's negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Down to 2.5 minutes. I'm trying to get this done. So so some people like to actually put the numbers down. And in fact, if you were in the one class, I said it doesn't really matter, and then I messed up. So the opposite of b plus or minus the square root of b squared would be 4 minus 4ac, and it's minus a minus because that's a minus. So it'd be 28 all over 2a. So negative 2 plus or minus. Now this is 32. 32 is 16 and 2. So this would be 4 square root of 2 over 14. 2 goes into each number, so it'd be negative 1 plus or minus 2 square root of 2 over 7. So I hope this helped you out a little bit. You know, you might want to look over some old tests to see what problems you really messed up on. Have a good life. Have a good week. I'm tired of the cold.